Hi everyone, my name is Electric Donkey, and today we're back on the feedback sort of video type thingamajig we do. So today, once again, I never really got any emails or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose something else. And what I've chosen out is something a little bit different, and it's called Polygon Terrain brackets no name yet. And it's kind of really not a game. And you may be thinking, oh, it's not a game, well then why are we reviewing it? It's kind of a game, it's kind of a test, basically. Which you could probably quite easily turn into a game. It looks like the video has crashed, however. So let's just read it out. We've just got some basic controls here. Would like to see this in the actual game, but considering it's kind of a test, obviously not really that necessary. But not in an actual game, you'd need to implement that in some way. So far in this project, I've been working on the game art. Biggest concern is the FPS, so I'm working for any feedback on how well it runs. If you have any other feedback, I'd like to hear that as well. So right off the bat, I've not actually seen anyone that did the game art first before anything else. That's kind of a new one. But down here, we also had a video that did just demonstrate the game, but oh well. We've got some things that they've done and some things they're going to do. A little update and some little pictures there. So let's just have a go at the game. So this is the game itself. Actually, you can see it doesn't run that bad, considering, if you think about it, all the other games I've done, I've reviewed, have been super duper laggy, and that's not the games themselves, that's my laptop. However, on this, it seems to be running at a quite nice 30 frames per second the majority of the time. And in fact, when I wasn't recording, this was running at 30 frames per second solidly. I think it's locked at 30 frames per second, however, which is slightly weird. I'm not quite sure why. There might be a reason behind it or something. Other thing I've noticed, I know you've said that, you know, all the animations, lovely animations. That's the attacking animation. But then when you go to walk and attack, you get this kind of weird animation. Now, I know they just said it's a filler animation. Fine, absolutely fine. But one thing I don't get is if you watch, this looks very much like he's swimming. However, when I go to actually go in the water, I don't get that swimming animation, I just get the fact he's walking along the water. Or underneath the water, actually. And that's kind of a bit odd. If you've got the animations there, look, you see, if I do that, it looks like I'm actually swimming instead of just walking along the floor. Art itself, though, absolutely perfect. I really probably wouldn't change that much whatsoever. Like the dynamic kind of background sort of thing we've got going. That's pretty cool, I think. Different biomes I've noticed. So this is kind of gravelly stone type thing, and then this is grass sort of stuff. I'm not quite sure what these things are. These are CX, CY, and then some random numbers that keep changing. I'm going to presume that probably means something to do with the computer, because it keeps changing every so often. Or the time, the weather, or something, I don't know. I'm actually quite curious as to how this is done, because it's actually really quite smooth. And I'm not sure if this is the case, but if it is all randomly generated, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Also, I like the water. I'm pretty sure, you know, correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's Marketplace water. He may have done it himself, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something similar like that on the Marketplace. Or for free, or something. somewhere I've seen that kind of watery effect. It's pretty neat water. Only thing really that slightly annoys me, obviously not massively, is if I ripple this bit of water, you can kind of see, obviously it's chopped off there. It can't possibly go any further than there, and it looks a little bit peculiar, but all the same, it looks pretty nice. Also, I'm not quite sure if this is my imagination. I don't think it is, but the background actually moves with the player. So if I move along here, you can see the background's got that kind of dynamic movement to it, which is pretty cool. I think you get that in games such as Terraria and stuff. It's got that kind of backgroundy stuff. Only thing that really threw me is you can kind of run over here and you can jump up these trees and everything, and then when you go to jump on this tree, oh no, you can't. You just fall straight through it, which isn't great, but all the same, maybe make it slightly darker would be my suggestion. Other thing to do, maybe add a sprint. There's no real way of running at the moment. We're just kind of walking. But this is kind of running, actually. But there isn't any slower than that, or any faster than that, or any variation at all. It's just that. Space jump, there is a variation in jumps depending on how long you hold it down, which is good. Always love that kind of dynamic jump. Really, there's not much else I can say about it, because obviously it is a very, very early kind of model of it. Only thing that's missing, I think, is some sort of idea of where this is going to go. So, by all means, we've got a lovely looking world, we've got a lovely looking animation, we've got some lovely looking trees, but that doesn't matter if there's no game to actually play. At the minute, I'm just running around and testing the FPS and all that sort of nonsense. But there's nothing for me to do. There's nothing for me to kill. There's nothing for me to go and explore and quest and any of that sort of game aspect. There's nothing there. It's just me running around in a grassy field. A very pretty grassy field and a very non-laggy grassy field. But all the same, it's still a grassy field. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty good. The only other thing, I can't remember if I've said this already, but I'm a WASD fan, to be honest, and they don't do anything in this. It has to be the arrow keys, and my arrow keys are all like smushed up together, so it's pretty hard to use the arrow keys. I'll have to resort to the number pad instead. But you know, that's a little nitty bitty kind of thing. Probably way more important than that is actually getting some sort of story or plot, or at the very least some sort of plan of where it's going to go. Is it going to be a sandbox? Is it going to be a shooter? Is it going to be an RPG? Is it going to be any of these different types? It could be like a narrative. It could be a walking story thing, whatever they are. But, whatever path you want to take with it, that's fine, I guess. But just make sure you take a path before you get fed up and decide to abandon it and move on to the next project. But anyway, guys, that's been it. I just noticed strawberry. I don't think that's how you spell strawberry. But anyway, guys, that is about it for this video. Overall, I can't really say whether I like it or not. But for a little test thing, that's pretty cool. If you would like to send me the code, that would be absolutely brilliant. I won't copy any of it, of course. I just want to see how it runs, how it works. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked the video, remember to like, subscribe, or just do whatever you guys want to do, and I will talk to you later.